I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Blue.
And this is Killers, Cults and Queens, the Spooky Sleepover! Hello and welcome to our weekly bonus show. It's time for the Spooky Sleepover. Grab your pajamas, grab a bevy, and let's have a little catch up and see what's really been going on in our weeks. Now, Nikki is still off having the honeymoon of her dreams, but I am joined by an OG, a true sissy, and someone that has actually won something, which I can say I have never done. For the first time on this pod, I have got my 2-season sister. It's Blue!
In the words of Cheryl. I'm so excited to be here.
Do you know what? I can't believe it's taken us 4 seasons to get you on the pod.
The amount of your podcasts I've been on, different variations of them. This is the first time being on this one.
Hey, look, I'm a hustler, I'm a grinder. And if you like girl groups, go listen to Girl Group Gossip on all good streaming platforms. But how the hell are you? And Grinder?
No, you were like, I'm a grinder.
I said I'm a grafter, not a grinder. That's the After Hours show.
Roll the tape, Cheryl, who is actually editing this, future Cheryl. Okay. Anyway,
how are you?
Thank you. Yes, I'm a little bit under the weather. I had a busy week. You know what? It always happens when you have the quietest, few months, and then it all happens in 1 week. And it happened this week. And of course, my body just can't take it anymore. Nearly 30, so I immediately got sick.
Oh, it's so hard being in your 20s.
You would know being on the other side.
But I know the feeling all too well, and it was rare. I was there. I remember it all too well. Thank you. 10-minute version of All Too Well, Taylor Swift. But I have seen how hard you've been working. The thing is as well, people don't realise how much us queens actually talk. They just think that we see each other doing stuff like this. That's it.
Yeah, someone said that to us. Like, are you still friends with Cheryl? Yes, we talk all the time. We're messaging here, there, everywhere. It's normally shady stuff. Spoiler alert. It's normally screenshots of horrible stories of other drag queens. But but that's just because that's what drag queens do. We love to have a bitch and a gossip.
We're shady sissies having a bit of fun. This beat is sick. But honestly, I feel like no time goes by and then we see each other and then all of a sudden we blink and then 9 months have been and we haven't seen each other in person.
When was the last time we saw each other? Do you remember?
It would have been DragCon in January.
No, I thought for some reason we had our paths across since. That is actually crazy. Yeah. That's probably the longest we've gone since we met that we haven't seen each other.
Which was 6 years ago now.
I know. Crazy. I actually watched it back recently and it's such a nice little scrapbook of what I was as a drag queen at that time, you know? And I feel like you were my favorite on the season, which is just proof in the pudding that you're the exact, same. You've always been the same genuine, lovable person since I met you. Even though they tried to read you, they tried to be like, no, you're faking it. No, Cheryl has never changed.
It was so funny. Episode two, they really tried to come for me and I went, I'm just being me. It was an IV full of Red Bull because they were pummeling us with Red Bulls from start to finish all day long. And I was just so excited to be there on our favourite TV show, the first of its kind.
Yeah, and you had so many one-liners. None that I can remember right now, but they were very good.
Well,
I'm a star.
I didn't rhyme home with home. That was you.
All of mine were so naughty. I was like, why? I just clearly went for the low-hanging fruit. You know how it is.
But I'm so excited to have you here because obviously I don't know how well you dip your toes into the waters of true crime. How versed are you in the worlds of true crime?
I used to be really obsessed with it, right? But then I had this moment where I had an existential crisis and I realized that death is a real thing and it's going to happen to all of us. Spoiler alert to those watching or listening. And then I couldn't watch anything about true crime anymore. It freaked me out. It freaked me out that people would just, no offense to this podcast. You know what I mean? It would freak me out that people would talk about this kind of stuff. But I do understand that there is a want, a need, and an interest in the dark and, and what's going to happen to all of us and what has happened to people. So I do respect it. I feel like I'm only just getting back into it. I'll watch that Ed Gein thing, or I'll watch a movie about like a murder mystery or something, I can't do the whole like this person from West Yorkshire was vanished and their mother was the cult. You know, like I can't watch all that on YouTube anymore, like I used to.
Yeah. But did they vanish into you? Do you know what? I love doing this podcast just purely because if you asked me back in 2022, I wouldn't be able to tell you one true crime case. I wouldn't have been able to say boo to a goose. But now I feel I'm so adversed and like sunk into the world that it is just the norm to just talk about a mass killing of 16 people.
And what makes you like? I mean, what better thing to make you more like at peace with death than talking about death? I guess.
And it has really opened my eyes and made me realize that there is so much going on in this world other than our small little bubbles that we have to be alert and attentive to everything else going on in the world because your small action could actually make a difference to somebody else's life. So
True.
you've just got to keep it punching.
I mean, not that we're out here murdering people, but you know what I mean.
No. Well, that's what they don't know. Behind the scenes, no, I'm joking. I'm just murdering outfits. But on a lighter note, how has your week been?
It's been full of chaos, full of things that I've signed non-disclosure agreements for, so I can't even tell you about. Well,
But
you
of
know.
course.
But yes, it's been chaos. I literally got on one flight, filmed the next day at 5 a.m. Then I got on another flight to somewhere else, filmed the next day, went home. Then I sewed a costume for this makeup remover thing that I filmed yesterday. Then the filming didn't work, so I had to spend all day today. And I just want to go to the gym. I'm going to go to gymnastics tonight. I'm going to throw myself around with some hunky boys, and I'm going to live my best life. Yeah, exactly. This is the start of me chilling out until I have to do my Halloween costume.
And Blue's given me a heads up. Can you tease what you're going to be doing on the pod for Halloween this year?
My Halloween costume is going to be like a very cursed, creepy Pokemon. I'm going to be a Pokemon, but it's going to be a cursed one.
Well, she put a hex on you, and now you're mine. I am very excited to see.
Not
this,
even
though.
like a horror Pokemon. It's going to be like just cursed because no one wants to see that.
But tis the season to be ooky spooky, fa la 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 la, and you want to push the boundaries. I don't push the boundaries ever. I am just like, when it comes to Halloween, give me like a Smithy's wig and a hot dog costume and call it a day.
Are you doing anything Halloween?
I'm technically not working. I'm traveling to go work, but I'm not actually working on Halloween. And quite frankly, I want to keep it that way. But I'm really excited to see what people turn out for Halloween. But for me, I think I'm going to take your advice and I'm going to go as Lisa Rinna, Eminem.
Yeah, that is genius. Come on, people in the chat.
Okay, so this week's episode, we went back to the Blitz and the last woman trialed for witchcraft in the UK with the case of Helen Duncan. Helen was a Scottish spiritualist medium who, during World War II, claimed to have contacted the spirits of dead sailors, including one from a sunken battleship whose loss was still a military secret. Now, fearing she might leak wartime intelligence, authorities arrested her and she became the last person in Britain to be tried and imprisoned under the Witchcraft Act of 1735. Now, this was wartime, Blue. 1930s, She went down for witchcraft. I know about you. How much do you know about wartime?
I actually had to look up when the World War II started a few weeks ago. But this is even an earlier war. So how am I supposed to know anything about that?
Well, it was World War II. It's the one you looked up.
Oh, it is? Okay, so yeah, I looked up World War II a few weeks ago, and it started in 1939. Can we fact check that? I feel like I'm correct.
1939 to 1945.
Look at me. I remember that. So it was around that time, and she was British.
So she was Scottish.
Oh, Scottish, yes. She's kind of giving me, you know that woman on TikTok that's like, honey, it's the land, honey. And Gaga always reposts her.
I
She's
have
like,
not seen this one.
what? It's like this woman, she was just like a spiritualist medium, and they would get her on this TV show, kind of like Trisha, or like a show like that, Jeremy Kyle or something. And she'd sit and people would be like, uh, Sylvia, my mom disappeared when I was 13. Where is she now? And she'd be like, she's dead, honey. Like, and apparently she did it all for like the crimes and stuff like that. And guess how many of her predictions were correct for all the crime things that she was brought in for?
97.
No, she got not a single one factually correct. So that's what this woman reminds me of. Like, a spiritual medium. She's like, I can talk to the dead. Well, unfortunately for her, it ended up costing her life.
Oh,
Right?
is she not
Did it
with
not?
us?
Well, no, Sylvia Brown's dead. I'm talking about your woman from this
Oh,
podcast.
Helen, look, she went through the ringer, but she would host these seances in all the prime locations. Even she had a booking agent. She was booked and blessed.
One of the dolls.
Yeah, and she had a meet and greet first, then she did the show. But she went all around the towns and everything and would host these seances, and she would try and connect with all these grieving widows, sisters, aunties, trying to contact the dead from the war. Now, who would you not want to come through if you pulled out a Ouija board?
My goodness. Oh gosh, I don't know. It's kind of, well, do you mean like someone close by, or like in the whole world?
In the whole world, and I. Who would you be scared?
Like Queen Victoria, Michael Jackson, Hitler, probably. Like, I'm thinking of like a face that kind of would freak you out if they came out of a Ouija board.
But the face wouldn't. The text would. So if it was Michael Jackson, it would be like H-E, H-E.
Yeah, well, that's creepy, no? Have you seen the guy that he's doing the Ouija board and it goes B, J, and he goes, no. Yeah, Michael Jackson, I think, actually, now that you say it, would be the worst, because you don't want, to know what he's found out in the afterlife.
But honestly, there are so many people that I would be petrified of. Could you imagine someone scary coming in, but then all of a sudden Kim Woodburn intercepts? She's like, my love, don't do it, on the Ouija board.
She'd probably be like, yeah, this place needs a clean. But yeah, that's an icon, though. I would like to see Kim Woodburn come through.
The thought of sitting in this darkened village hall, hearing Helen Duncan recite my Uncle Martin's last wishes from his boat, I'd be like, what the bloody hell, excuse me, going on here? But people turned up in their millions, well, not quite millions, but they turned up. But then she was put on trial for witchcraft because they deemed this as witchcraft behaviour. And I just thought it was bizarre. But what would your ridiculous witchy talent be if you could be a witch for a day? If you're in a coven?
Oh, fun. Like, like whenever witches can make people like dance and stuff. I think I'd make people do that in nightclubs these days, because people just love to like stand about and like, do poppers. I would be like having witchy like vibes to make everyone, like dance so that I could dance with them.
Dance until I'm dead.
Exactly. Or something like that. Or like, I'd probably make my dick bigger. No, I'm just kidding.
I would want to be a teleporter.
Oh, good.
So I could
my
just
gosh.
ping over there and shit people up.
You only have one day, though. You couldn't go on a nice holiday. You'd have to get a return flight.
Oh, God, yeah, that'd be annoying, wouldn't it?
Or like one flight back. At least you only have to pay one way.
Yeah, exactly. Winner, 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 chicken dinner. But my final question on this case is that Helen loved the theatrics of her seances and would produce her own ectoplasm.
Oh.
Yeah, and so she would hold this ectoplasm in her throat and just speak until the time was right. So she would talk like this and hold the ectoplasm back here, and then she'd suddenly regurgitate it. But the recipe for this was cheesecloth, egg whites, bits of magazines. So I joked that she was putting scrambled eggs and a Grazia magazine down her throat. But do you think you could hold your breath and do that and produce that as a gag on the runway? Or do you think you'd be like petrified before you even stepped on the runway on Drag Race?
I literally can't even fathom how that is possible. It would almost be like paper mache at the back of your throat.
Yeah.
Cheesecloth. Is that not like really
Cheesecloth.
thick? That's like
Yeah.
the kind of stuff that you strain through, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, it's like the muslin.
Unless like she was holding that in her mouth and like trying to talk around it, but I can't talk when something's in my mouth. I've tried.
All right, Blue, shall we dive into some rabbit holes? What have you been lost in this week? And I am so interested to find out what has been going on in that noggin of...
Oh, they're going to kind of be flops now.
No,
okay,
they're
I have
not.
to. I have to. The first one, and I still haven't gotten over it, the Mayhem ball. Iconic. We need to talk about it. We have not talked about it yet.
No.
The second one, Celebrity Traitors, because I'm obsessed.
Okay, right. Let's start with the Mayhem ball, and then let's work our way to the Traitors.
Okay, I want to know your favorite number and a number that you wanted her to perform.
Oh, okay. I was so blessed because the first night I went, she did Dance in the Dark as the curtain call, and I hit the floor. I lost my mind, and I genuinely was like, we have lucked out in the UK. We're getting the Fame Monster. Lucky, lucky divas. But I would have loved to have seen her do some more stuff from the Born This Way era.
Oh, yeah.
I would have loved, I know she did it acoustically, but I would have loved Marry the Night, full-blown choreo. That would have been impeccably done. But do you know what I saw? Somebody tweeted the other day and said, how does she do Perfect Celebrity and not go into Perfect Illusion?
Oh, tea! I think literally the opening of that show from Abracadabra until like, did she do Shiza? Was that like where that section ended? I was like, that is so epic. That was so epic that it like blew me away. And then I just couldn't recover the rest of the night. I was like weeping and like, like there's like 10 minutes of just my favorite Gaga songs. It was incredible.
I know.
Yeah,
17
so
minutes that first section is.
That is wild. And you know what? If she goes away, like she kind of was saying, oh, if I come back in 20 years, if she takes a 20-year break, you know what? I'm spent for the next 20 years anyway. That was a lot. That was the best concert I've ever been to.
No, but I was obsessed and blown away. We talked about it in depth a couple of weeks ago on our debrief, but I have been enjoying so much just seeing her just have so much fun with trolling us with the dead dance.
Yes, she is. The whole thing is just like a return to form. She is like on the level of whenever I like fell in love with her again. Not that she's ever been crap, but you know, she's had her moments. Someone said that one of the most recent surprise songs was Joanne, and I would have been like, no, not for me.
Would you have walked out at the end of How Bad Do You Want Me?
No. The surprise song on the piano was Joanne.
Oh.
Or whatever. No, I couldn't be arsed with that. I got Marry the Night and Dance in the Dark, iconic, both of them on the piano. Oh my gosh.
Bang
but if
it
I'd have
out.
got something like Joanne, I would have been raging. Apparently the other night, the night before that in Amsterdam, she did Hair, which is iconic. That's the kind of songs I want to hear.
I'm so lucky that I got Speechless on the piano.
Oh yeah, Speechless.
And then I got The Edge of Glory.
I must have got Speechless. I heard Speechless. I don't know. Anyway.
No, you might have got Dance in the Dark acoustic version.
Yeah, maybe. Oh yeah, Speechless was the walk-off song.
Oh
yeah.
Your curtain call. But I think we desperately need to talk about Celebrity Traitors.
Yes, I know. I'm so excited. I love it. It's been getting me through these weeks.
Spoiler alert if you haven't watched, but 19 UK celebrities have been thrust in to the Scottish Highlands for another round of Traitors. And I have to say, if this show doesn't win every Emmy, BAFTA, National Television Award, I'm going to be fuming. If I'm a Celebrity wins again, I'm going to be fuming.
Oh my gosh, yeah, this is way better than I'm a Celebrity. The only thing I'm raging about is that some of the people who have been eliminated so far are iconic and should have stayed longer. Paloma Faith, who actually kind of are giving Paloma vibes today.
Stone cold sober.
My good friend Ruth went home. She was banished, or she was murdered by the Traitors, which is even worse. Yeah, I can't remember who else has left, but whoever is still there, it's iconic. Alan Carr, great. Stephen Fry, amazing. Celia, great. Who are you enjoying?
Do you know what? I think Kat Burns is playing an incredible game as a traitor. But
Yes.
on that same note, we all thought Alan was going to be out in a shot, out like a light, for being so obvious. He's giggling when people get banished as a faithful, and
I would be
nobody
the
is
same.
clocking.
I would literally be the same. I think you would be the same too.
Yeah.
We're so naughty. We're like the naughty kids in class that laugh at the wrong things.
Oh my God. Should we tell him about the time when we were in Untucked and it was me and you, and they had upped the dosage on our cocktails?
Oh yes, yes, and they sent Raph in, and we were just flirting with him. Was it
Yeah.
that time?
Yeah. So it was the Untucked episode 4, and me and Blue were just there. But this was the first time that they'd, gone above maybe a dash of vodka in our little orange juices. And I looked at her when they were setting for everybody to come in and something to come in with her sopping wet
Oh
deep heat
gosh,
tights. Because
yeah.
instead of taking her tights off, she just got the medic to spray deep heat over her tights.
Oh, it was a rough time. I forgot about that. She really could not stand on her heels anymore. They were like really cheap, like those like fake leather like thigh highs, and she was like really struggling to stand in them because I was watching that episode back, and she is like learning her lip sync with her feet like through the holes of the zips, and and like just sitting on a bench. It's crazy.
That was a good time.
But we do love laughing at the wrong moments, which that was probably one of them. And
Very
I would be
much so.
a terrible traitor. Either that or I'd be really good because people would like expect me to be a traitor.
But this is what I keep thinking is like, is it so obvious to make the queens the traitors?
I think so. Although that I feel like if we were in the castle, the drag queens just have a harder time of coming across genuine because they're in full makeup and they are like a character. I think in any scenario, a drag queen is going to go out early. Who's going to be the first traitor to be eliminated, do you think?
I think it's going to be Jonathan Ross.
Me
But,
too.
well, by the time this episode comes out, we probably will know by now.
Yeah. Oh, do you think so? It's going to happen soon then?
I think they're having too much of a good luck streak. 4 episodes and none of them been caught yet. So
Yeah.
we shall see.
And who do you think's going to win, the faithfuls or the traitors?
It depends on who plays a really, really good game, because I can see a world in which the faithfuls catch it, pin it, kill it. But I see a world in which Kat goes so under the radar that she starts recruiting and then the traitors end up winning. So
I don't think an original traitor is going to win, but I do think the traitors are going to win. I think Kat's going to get really far and then be killed off.
right, so a spoiler alert to everybody. I just celebrated my 32nd birthday, everybody.
Happy birthday!
Old fart. But I had a very low-key birthday. Didn't do much. We went and saw Hercules on the West End, which,
Lovely.
if you haven't seen it, you need to go see it. But I'm not sure if anybody else has this feeling. But do you hate the Happy Birthday song?
Like, happy birthday. That one?
Yes.
It's made me a lot of money on Cameo, Cheryl.
Oh, see,
As it has for you, I'm sure.
Hey, I don't even sing Happy Birthday on Cameo. I just give them the time of their life. But I was like, it just pains me. Sometimes I lip sync because I can't bring myself to actually sing the Happy Birthday song.
Oh, yeah.
Because it just gives me the ick. But it just made me wonder, where the bloody hell did the Happy Birthday song come from?
Oh my gosh, I was going to ask. That's so fun.
So its origin began in the late 19th century, and it wasn't even for a Happy Birthday song. The melody we now use for the Happy Birthday song was originally a good morning song in a school. So in 1893, in a book called Song Stories for Kindergarten, they came up with these really original lyrics. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning, dear children. Good morning to you.
Oh my gosh.
And it was just a fun little way to start the day. I get that. But then people started to get funky with the lyrics, and then Happy Birthday came in with insert blank here for the name. And it really just began to be a staple for the birthdays. But the Happy Birthday version that we know today was first published in 1924 and was officially copyrighted 1935, and now nobody can copyright it because in 2016 a US federal court ruled that the copyright claim on the lyrics was invalid, declaring the song public domain. So if you want to write an original lyric to the Happy Birthday song, you won't get sued.
I mean, I change the words every time I do it.
How old are you now?
Happy wedding day to you. Anything, whatever works.
Or the Spanish version, Feliz cumpleaños y tú.
Oh, bilingual.
That's not the only thing that's bi about me. No, I'm joking. But honestly, I am so glad that my birthday is over, so nobody has to sing happy birthday to me ever again for another 360 odd days.
Too late, Cheryl. Happy birthday.
Well, divas, that's all for now. Remember, you can get in touch on Instagram at Killers Cults Queens, and you could come see us over on YouTube at Killers Cults Queens, where we're now publishing all of our episodes in video format all week, every week. And if you want to get your mitts on our episodes a day early, then make sure you join us over on the Patreon at patreon.com/Killers Cults of Queens. Now, see you next time, and don't be a killer or join a cult. Just sing happy birthday to you. Goodbye.